Come on. I know we're live.
Yep.
Why ain't it popping up?
Yeah, we're on.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, there we go. Got it. Come on. I hate when it does that.
come
Share.
on.
Come on. Post. Okay. There we go. Ah,
I forgot to put in. Oh, I can't say nothing now. Okay. As you come in, just put a comment in there. Just need one more share.
Say hi or
Yeah.
something.
All right.
Hello.
All right, y'all ready?
Yes, we're ready.
All right. Welcome to Harlots of
Mm.
Spooktalk, Ladies of the Night. I'm your host, LD Pteloma.
And I'm Karli. We're thrilled to have you join us for another spine chilling episode where we dive deep into the shadows of true crime and the paranormal.
That's right. Tonight we're peeling back the layers of a story that's terrifying and fascinating. We're about the infamous Axe Murder House, a place steeped in horror and haunted by its dark past.
And we're not alone in this eerie exploration. Joining us today is our very special guest, Tiffany. Welcome to the show, Tiffany.
Oh, that's me. Hey. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here because I love talking about true crime.
Oh, and sorry. So we're thrilled to have you. The Murder House is notorious for its gruesome history and ghostly legends. It's a place that sends shivers down your stinking spine just thinking about it.
Absolutely. From its chilling tales of unsolved murders to report of ghostly apparitions. Roaming its halls, this house has become a focal point for both true crime enthusiasts and paranormal investigators alike.
And let's not forget about the psychological impact it has on those who dare to visit. The energy in places like this can be overwhelming.
So turn on the AC, turn down the lights, and prepare yourself for a journey into the heart of darkness. We'll uncover the truth behind the Axe Murder House and explore whether it's truly is haunted or if it's just our imaginations running wild.
Get ready for some chilling stories, intriguing discussions, and maybe in a few surprises along the way.
So let's dive in.
So without further ado, happy Juneteenth. Let's tell the truth and shame the devil as we embark on this haunting adventure together. Hey Jen, hey girl. I just seen her call. Okay, so I was letting y'all take the lead with it because I know Tiffany went through a rabbit hole from what it sounded like y'all both actually. Karli said it. The more she got into it, it got really interesting, and I think you said the same thing.
I
Um,
did. I
hey,
love this
life of a
story.
trucker. Yeah. So as y'all come in, just put some comments, hit the like button. Okay, so do y'all have the backstory?
Oh, yeah.
All right, what you
Yes.
got? What you got?
Okay. During the night of June 9th to the early morning of June 10th, 1912, in a little town in Iowa, there was 6 members of the Moore family and 2 guests. They were found bludgeoned in the Moore residence. All 8 victims, including the 6 children, had severe head wounds from an axe. A lengthy investigation yielded it had several people that were investigated, and one of them they tried twice in the court of law, but it was a hung jury, and the second trial was an acquittal. So they don't really have somebody who did this type of thing. Nobody got ever how can I say this? Nobody ever went to jail for these crimes.
No.
Now there's speculation, and one of my
What?
favorite speculations we're gonna have to talk about later is the traveling preacher. Because he
Yes.
lines up right
Yeah.
there. Yeah. And
That's
it
what
was
I got out of it. Yeah.
and
I
he
was
was around for the I know you found this too. There was a torso murders on the railroad. He was around for them too. So it wasn't just
mhm.
these crimes. He was around for other crimes too. And I can't wait to explore that. Do you want to go over the details of the victims?
Well, hold
I
on.
mean,
What do y'all have the date that this happened?
Yeah, June 9th, 1912 into June 10th, 1912.
Okay, so he may not be still alive then. So
Oh
we
no,
might
he's not alive.
well,
He's
no.
I was like, I'm sorry, he got away with it?
Oh
What?
yeah,
Yeah,
he got away with it.
he
Big time.
did. That it
Yeah.
I don't know. There's too many like
Parallels.
yeah, but then you have you see so much of like how the crimes are so more taped off nowadays and like no one's allowed on the scene, things like this, because that contaminated everything.
Yeah.
But and it was like in less than an hour they were having the
Tours.
whole town was in and out of that house before anybody could get there. So it's one reason no one can catch anybody.
I have heard the story. Like I remember it quite a few times. I'm like, it's just gruesome. They
It
have a
is.
place where you can go look at it too.
The victims were age 43 and 39, the mom and dad. The four children were 11, 10, 7, and 5. And the people that were there were 8 and 12, the guest. Now,
Yeah,
if you
the
think about
sisters. Yeah.
yeah, that is horrible. Like, so they didn't only kill 2 adults, they killed 6 children in one swoop. And I say they because we don't know if it was one person, 2 people. Like she said, they never cordoned off the scene. So people were going through. You know who else this reminds me of with people coming and looking at the scene? Lizzie Borden.
Mhm.
It's the exact same scenario. Yeah, these
Yeah.
were the Moore family and the 2. It's
But
horrible. 8.
it reminded me of like so I had to research the Ardenwald axe murders because it happened a year before, and a lot of it was like the exact same scenario of what happened in this one, and it was like maybe it was the same person.
That's what I'm saying, like, it could be so many people, and the only thing they really had in common was they all participated in a Children's Day program, which Sarah, the mother, coordinated.
Mhm.
So, it was a church function too, and that's what gets to me because if you follow this person, this traveling preacher, along his route that he took, you find other murders. You find the torso murders of the railroad. You find that other murder, and it's just too quident. You know what I mean? I can't even say it right now.
I get
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Coincidental.
Yeah,
Coincidental.
coincidental. It's two for me. I don't know if you went down that rabbit hole. Like, which rabbit hole did you go down? Because there's a few of them.
I did a lot. Yeah, because they had like 6 or 7 suspects of who it could be. And when I like read up on all of them, it was the Reverend that stood out a lot, but it was also like a few of them
The uncle.
that you could be like, oh, everyone they suspected, it just kind of added up. But it's like that maybe it could have been multiple people. Who knows?
Well, here's something. Doctors concluded the murders had taken place between midnight and 5 a.m. 2 spent cigarettes were found
Mhm.
in the attic, suggesting the killer or killers laid a wait in that attic for these people to go to bed.
See, and that's what also I found weird also because they had, like, seen, like, a in the hay outside, there was a big indention in the hay too as to, like, oh, someone could have been there.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
waiting.
yeah, waiting for them to leave so they could sneak in because
That's
the front door
creepy.
was still locked. The front door was
Yeah,
still locked that morning when the brother tried to get in, he had to use his key, so it's like, yeah, someone was
waiting
it
for him.
yeah. It was creepy.
And then how this is the killers used a blade or an axe on Sarah while using a blunt end on the rest of the victims. So Sarah, the mother, took most of the wax. And
Right.
Herman, Mary, Arthur, and Paul were the next to be bludgeoned in the head in the same manner as their parents, but bludgeoned. You got to remember that. Like they were bludgeoned while Sarah was axed to death.
Well, and they once the kids were killed, they went back to the parents' room and, just did some more on the parents, and then they went downstairs to where the sisters were staying. And it also was weird that they took out, like I read they took out, like, some bacon from the fridge,
Yes,
laid the axe next to it, and then they had, like, bloody
bloody water.
handprints and
Yep.
water cups and stuff everywhere, and I'm like, it feels like it was a signature move in a way. That's
Like they
what they
did
were
it
trying to do.
before. Like this
Yeah.
wasn't their first killing. And then all victims were asleep except for one. Lena, uh, they're saying Lena, the one wasn't asleep when she was killed.
No.
So
That's what
that's
I mhm.
yeah, she fought back. She fought
Yeah.
back. She
She
had
had
signs.
defensive wounds.
Yep. And Lena's body has been moved and her undergarments removed from her. So we didn't have like we now nowadays we have this technology to look for that kind of stuff. Back then we didn't. So I wonder why her undergarments were removed.
Well,
And
and they
then
said they covered all the windows with blankets and stuff.
yes,
And that's what got me to thinking, well, and then
That's what you
with
see
this
on a lot of these photos too.
all
they
the
spec
windows and mirrors and everything were covered. But
it
with what
actually
I
oh
yeah,
sorry.
no, go. Oh, you're
No, no.
fine. I'm talking too much. It's
No,
okay.
you're
No,
good.
you're fine.
No, you're good. That's what we want. We want you
We're
to talk.
passionate.
Yeah, it is, right? This murder is like I can't explain it. It's just it
'Cause
keeps
it's
you going.
horrifying. Yeah.
It keeps you going because every which way you look, there's another suspect, there's another reason, there's another theory. And to know like this little girl's body was positioned in a way to show the world her, you know what I mean? Like this, I don't know how to explain it. Like sexual molestation, they said was maybe part of this murder.
Mhm.
Just-
And when I found the subject to where I read up on the Arnwald axe murders, if you compare the notes, because I, like, was like, "Whoa." A lot of it was the same kind of injuries, like, the husband's injuries were the same as, like, a year later, what we're talking about now. It was
it
just
was it.
crazy. It was, the husband's eyes were to the point where they were almost torn out of his face, and yeah, it was
It's creepy. It's like
mhm,
what these people went through on that night, like, is stuff that horror movies cannot depict this much tragedy. It goes back to the real life can be scarier than any movie you will ever watch. And this case right here depicts that. Like these people went through hell that night. You know what I mean? And don't that look like the Amityville Horror House? I'm just gonna put that out there now.
it
That
does.
Yeah, I mean, they got a lot of interesting photos in that same room. Um,
These where the people could have been. One or two people waiting for them is up in that attic. They waited to June 11th to do an inquest the next day where 13 people were interviewed. They waited a whole day to start interviewing.
Mm-hmm.
that's wild. That's not no.
Weird.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
And they did screw this case up big time. They got hung juries, they got acquittals because they screwed it up so bad by letting people into the crime scene. They traced all over this crime scene.
That wouldn't happen in 2025.
No.
Well, and it was like the Reverend was I think he
Yeah.
was the one I read that didn't he like confess to the murders and then
Well, Kelly was an English-born traveling minister in a town at night of murders. Kelly was described as particular, having suffered a mental breakdown as an adolescent. As an adult, he was accused of peeping and several times asking young women and girls to pose nude for him. On June 8th, 1912, he came to Iowa to teach a children's day service. Who the hell does that? Forget it, which the Moore family attended on June 9th. He left between 5 a.m. and 5:50 a.m. on June 10th, hours before the bodies were ever discovered. He just
Mhm.
happened to leave. He confessed to murders in the court, but the jury did not believe him. He
Because he's such
confessed.
a tiny, tiny man. But
Something's
I could
off.
see him doing something to that girl.
But Kelly was arrested for sending obscene material through the mail. He was sexually harassing a woman who applied for a job as his secretary.
Mhm.
So, yeah, he's creepy. I'm sorry. Out of all the suspects, I, he just, I don't know. And since he was traveling, if you watch where he traveled at, there was other murders.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But like you said, there was another murderer not too far away. And don't they have the same, like, kind of parallels between the two murders?
Yeah, and like it happened a year apart, like around the same time, but a year prior. So, and like it all happened in 1911, probably around the same month and everything too. Um, yeah, it was the morning of June 9th, 1911 in Oregon.
And then we also have the Southern Pacific Railroad, the unsolved Axemen of New Orleans,
Mhm.
and several other murders around this time that all correlate and parallel with these murders. So I don't know if we had maybe a serial on the loose at that time.
It sounds like it because a lot of everything.
Just adds up.
Mhm. But I
What
feel
happened?
like
There's
it could have been the multiple people too.
yes.
What about the milk?
What?
You said you thought there was a lot of cereal out there. I said, well, what about the
Oh,
milk?
I didn't want to use the whole. You know what I mean? I don't want to get us hit with it again.
Oh,
Cereal, the
sorry.
cereal. You know what I mean.
Get you that
Yeah, I'm just
spoon
messing
that
with
says
you.
a serial killer.
Serial killer. We mean cereal, guys. There is a
Um,
lot of. This one has a lot of suspects, though.
Yeah. It's like
Yes.
the Lady Bird Lake killer of Austin.
oh my gosh. You know what? I knew. I called that. When I seen that post about I was like, I knew it. I knew it. I don't know who I was with or what. I don't. It's almost like
It's
a
been
dream. It was
going
so
on
long
for
ago.
years, like not even years, it's like decades.
I
Decades.
seen for a while, like a long time back in the day. I always seen this man by this
Someone
lake,
someone
and
got murdered at Lady Bird Lake.
There was 12, and I think it's more that they've found since then. I think like 18 or 19. I have
Where?
to look at
Look,
at the lake. That's how many bodies they're finding. They keep finding bodies.
Oh no, girl, it's been more than that.
Oh yeah, that's how many they've found so far.
Um, in what decade are we talking about?
This was 2025.
We are in 2025, Dodo Brain.
I know that's how many how we found so far this year. When they did this, there was a serial killer, and that serial killer is dumping those bodies in the lake. So I'm following that one, keeping an eye on that person because I want to know if it's somebody that we know. You know what I
We'll
mean?
never know.
Yeah,
Honestly.
but wouldn't it be funny if it was somebody I went on a date with? What if it was the big
What?
guy? You know, what if it was
oh,
what if it was that guy with the, the big honky?
I'm gonna go pray for you.
yeah. Well, tell the truth and shame the devil. Ain't that what we're talking about today, girl?
We are harlots of Spooktalk, ladies
We
of the
are.
night. Just saying. There was a one guy that I met when I was very young. I vaguely remember it, and I seen it, and it was a horse, and I was like, took my shoes, picked them up, and scurried on out. I was like, it was so long ago. I don't remember what he looked like. I just remember that he was tall and skinny, older, and drunk.
Now there was Mansfield was actually suggested because he was a cocaine addicted serial killer, and he was in that area at the time.
I forgot that your life partners on this.
Yeah, he's right there.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
Oh, you're good. He don't care.
What did we do?
Well, long as I'm not the one talking about some land slong, we're good.
Mary,
Leave
you
it
gotta
to
keep
me.
it PG. Keep it PG.
PG?
She's thinking, you
PG?
see this, right?
PJ?
Not BJ, PG.
Oh my
I said
god.
PG, woman. Oh my gosh. You need some Jesus.
Some holy word or something.
Whatever, y'all having fun. So the Reverend, he looks really small. I feel like I could beat him up. But also at the same time, if he's small and he's just like, and then there goes my arm, I'm gonna be like, ah, you know? Oh, I'm just saying, maybe he got him. But you said that they were asleep.
Yeah, they were asleep. Except for one. They were asleep.
So maybe he was like, boom, boom, I don't know, or
The
boom,
one
boom.
that got it the worst though was the mother.
Well, yeah, resilience.
Gotta take out the lioness, I guess. I mean, she was gonna protect them kids at all costs. You also gotta
That's,
remember that.
what? It usually is like the women, the moms, whatever, it's like they're more, I don't know, or just in emergency situations, 9 times out of 10, we're thinking of the kids, trying to keep the kids safe,
Oh, and about your Ladybird Lake serial killer. In just the past, since 2022, there's been over 3 dozen bodies found.
I'm
Jesus.
not surprised. But who's
And
the
that's
killer?
like,
Or is it multiple killers?
what? Listen, that's only been in a 3-year time span. Look how many more it's been since like 1960s, 1970s. There's probably been over 100 bodies in that lake.
Who do we know that lives in Austin? That might be crazy.
Yeah,
Hold on, we gotta narrow it down.
forget love triangles happened back in the 1900s.
That's a theory too. That's a good
But
way.
recently they've been like targeting gay male.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's
Walk
like,
yeah. Recently, like just in the
Oh, with
past couple weeks.
the ladybird. Like,
Yeah,
okay.
they've been targeting gay males walking down from Rainy Street. So
Okay,
it's
who
like,
do we know that's homophobe or you know? I don't know. That's so weird.
I'll keep my comments to myself.
But
yeah.
yeah, I think on like the X house that could have been a love triangle. Maybe like the preacher was like, "You were supposed to leave your husband," and she was like, "Hell no,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
think it was,
pray for you," and he was like,
You know that house is though open for tours and stuff? It's
yes.
like we should go there. That would be cool.
"I'm down."
Like a
I'm always
live
down. You know
session.
that.
Mm-hmm. Carly's the
Oh,
first one at the scene. She's like, "I'm ready to go."
I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's go.
I just
EVP
know
time.
though, Tiffany's gonna hear one little like twig break, and she's gonna be out. She'd be like, "Nope, I'm not. I'm done." Ah.
You're talking about yourself, not
Yeah, I
me.
was thinking that.
I'm just saying. I'll be like, "Oh, it's fine," and then the second or third twig break, and I'm like, "No, they're getting closer," and then I'm out.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna sign us up for a haunted tour, and I'm
Do
gonna.
it. Let's go.
I want pictures and I want sound
Oh,
bites.
you'll get videos. You'll get sounds.
I
I
want
want
sound
to.
bites of that.
Trust
I have to
trust
do
and
at least one
believe.
with her while she's here.
Trust and believe. They don't do them in the summertime.
Well, not the Castle House. They have renovations, but there's some other places around here, and there's this cemetery. I really want to go to the cemetery.
Let's go.
We can go on a hike and go to the cemetery. It's like 2 in 1.
And we can do the live from the cemetery.
We could. We
There you
could.
go. There you
We could.
I don't know about all that.
I'm
There's
like,
a lot of books on this house too, just to let everybody know. You want to look
this
it
one's
up.
pretty popular. It's like one of the most haunted places. Oh, I
But if
just
you
like.
get into the axe
Mhm.
murders, there's 2 other axe murder. 3. You got to look up Lizzie Borden. You have to look
Yes,
up New Orleans Axe Man.
I need
That
to
was a
do that
thing.
one. Yeah.
And then the other one you were just talking about.
Hmm.
There's the 3 you got to look up. People and their axes, I swear.
It just seems like a
Such a
lot.
violent.
Yeah, like who hurt you?
Ow.
Apparently nobody.
Yeah. Because maybe if they were hurt, they wouldn't go around killing people. Just saying.
Trying to see if they have some caught on camera.
You know what I think in these haunted houses, they have to have, I wish they would have live feed going on that you can log on to.
Yeah,
I think that would be a great idea. Like
it
24-hour
would.
live feed.
Oh yeah, we should do that with my house. Oh,
What?
we should do that with Carly's house.
No, not Carly's house. We can do it with your house.
I'm gonna do a video of my shed because sometimes I feel like there's somebody walking in my shed, and then I just realized there's a reflection off this door to my like shed thing, and so I'm like, let me see if somebody's in there because I haven't been able to find anything when I do the little ghost equipment in the house. I'm never able to find anything, so I've seen stuff, and then today I heard some stuff, but to be fair, also, I haven't really done anything downstairs. It's all been upstairs. But that's the trouble I had with it when I first moved in was the stairs. Somebody's going up and down stairs. And now it's like not really a lot of activity, which is great for me. But I'm just kind of curious about that shed out there.
Then
So
I'll
you
I'll
come
do
can
look
do
at
that
it.
yeah.
and post that tonight.
What's
I'll
this
come
the
look at
other
it.
axe house you were talking about? So I can look it up.
Oh, it was the
Is it the
Ardenwald, like Ardenwald.
bum, 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 bum. Oh, no. Ulster County? Is it like a big one? Let's see, is it this one?
What year was that?
It was 1911 in Oregon,
Oregon.
June 9th of 1911.
Wow. The Hill family.
Mm-hmm.
The kids again.
The Witch
Near
family?
the Hill. Near Portland. Right here. The killer had also sexually assaulted Dorothy and her mother Ruth after the murders. That's what happened in the other one. They assaulted the one child. They found the genital. Remember?
Mm,
That's
Do you have
kind
a
of
picture of
weird.
it? Post the picture, post the picture.
Give me a second. I can send it to you. Yes, I'll send you a couple pictures. Share.
let's see. But see, I feel like something happened. It had to been like, I don't know,
This is just messed up because it's actually very close.
to
The
exactly what happened.
Yeah, because the axe murder, when you're looking up this one, it brings up the Hill family, brings up the other family,
Mm,
Is that the
and
Hill
they look
family?
alike. That's the Hill family. Now look
yeah.
at the mother, and then look at the other mother.
The Axe Murder House, that's in Missouri.
Yeah, this one's in Oregon.
Well, the first
Yeah,
one, where was the first one? The first one was in
Iowa.
Iowa.
Iowa. Well, who is this guy?
That's the husband.
No, wait for it.
Uh,
Who is this guy?
I don't know.
Hmm. So are we going down a rabbit hole?
yeah, here's another one. Now look up Louisiana, New Orleans axe murder.
Wait, hold on. Right. Okay, do what?
It's all look up New Orleans axe murders, and it's all around the same times. That's the weird part.
Wow. Um,
That
I'll
is
probably show
weird.
the load.
That is weird, right?
Yeah.
That's very weird.
And then look up when was Lizzie Borden's?
Oh shoot, that was oh,
1800s, right?
I believe so. Let me see. Lizzie.
Oh, 1892. So that's too far out for it to put it in with these. But the other ones are not. The other three are not.
Well, but
Lizzie's
the
is
thing
too far.
is, like, maybe it could have been like people
Correct.
that read up on that
Could have been,
and
yes.
wants to be a
Copycat.
copycat. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's kind of weird. Like all these have one thing in common, the way they did it.
Yeah.
It was family, what do they call it? Family annihilators. Which is actually if you look into it, is not common unless a family member does it. Like a father or mother, you know what I mean? They're normally family annihilators. But to have a stranger come in from the outside and wipe a whole family, and then the same year another family gets wiped out, then like a year or two later, down in New Orleans, there's a huge axe murder on the loose. It's just weird, like how they lined up. Maybe I'm the only one seeing that parallel. Like
But
I
it,
just,
it might be like it could be family. They're all related somehow.
it could be.
It runs in the family. I mean, things can't like in blood. So it's like, well, maybe they're all that or it's
Lizzie.
a copycat,
Yes.
Yeah.
But
you
family
know.
annihilators with an axe, and it's just weird. Like these two, 1911 and then 1911.
Mm-hmm.
Like how? And then you also had the murders on the railroads, the torso murders, they're called.
And
Yeah.
see, a lot of it could be copycats, or that's what I'm thinking. Like
Somebody just read a
someone,
paper.
they're like, oh, well, they got away with it. Let me see if I can do the same thing.
Exactly. And they did both times.
Mm-hmm.
They got away with it. That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, that's really crazy.
She has a nursery rhyme.
Yeah, Lizzie Borden.
Lizzie Borden took an axe, gave her mother 40 whacks. When she saw what she'd done, she gave her father 41. That's awful. Rebuke
I,
that.
al- I'm going to be controversial on this one, but I don't think she did it. I
Look at that
don't.
face. How could a face like that?
Oh my God.
Really.
How did she end up in a nursery rhyme then? I don't know.
True. That is actually true.
Because she
Because
was
why would you write your own
But
nursery
she
rhyme
was
like that?
there.
she was charged, but she was acquitted. She was charged with the murders.
Okay, you are.
But she was acquitted because, like the last crime scene, they let everybody trace through it. And
Hold on, let me tell you.
she could have done it. Who knows? It's just weird. Like, she could have had resentment for her father and her stepmother. You never know.
Okay, so
Why is my.
so
Is it,
they failed to prove that she was guilty, and it was beyond like a reasonable like doubt.
yeah.
Like while that evidence suggested that she may have had like the involvement of it, um, they went in there and they just argued that there wasn't enough evidence to say that she would commit such a brutal act.
We definitely got another live do axe murders again. There's so many of them.
We need to do true crime, like old true crime like this, like the 1800 true crime,
I
early
still
That
want
can get away with.
1900s.
yeah, like the Black Dahlia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Dive
old.
into
I like the
You
old
know what?
fashioned stuff.
Have you ever heard of the Titanic conspiracies?
no,
Oh God,
no, I
Don't.
haven't.
that's a rabbit hole. Go ahead, go ahead.
Go
We're
ahead.
gonna we're gonna have to change the subject on this one. Like change the
Well,
title, not change
but it
subject, change the title.
but it's also like, the Princess Diana
Mhm.
conspiracies, like
Oh yeah,
you
that's
do all
intense.
your research with that. I did for years because I didn't believe she died in a car wreck.
Yeah, it wasn't that weird in a tunnel. Like
It was
they hit a
planned.
wall. Yeah,
It
it
was
was kind of
planned.
weird.
Yeah. Because I just, yeah, that's another whole story. But I can get into that.
That's what I
Okay,
meant. Parallels collide, and it don't make sense sometimes what we read because you have a brain and you're like, wait, that don't
well
make
here's okay.
sense.
back to the Lizzie Borden thing. Sorry.
Yes.
So they said that she was alone in the house with their parents when they were killed, right?
Mhm.
So this is
There
maybe
was a
reasons
maid.
why. And then there was a lack of forced entry, which means suggests that
I
somebody
thought there
was
was a
in
maid. There was a maid with her.
there. That's too. But it just says like there was no forced entry. So someone, it had to be someone from the inside of the house. This one was
Someone let him
conflicting.
in.
It said
Yeah.
Lizzie's account of her movements during the murder was inconsistent. So she was like lying,
Or
And
maybe
then,
she was shooken up. Her parents just
yeah,
got murdered. She walked
yeah.
in on it. Like, there's so many psychological reasons.
Oh, there's
You see what I'm
more.
saying?
There
She
was
was,
destruction of evidence. She reportedly burned a dress shortly after the
yeah.
murders. Okay, so that's like a big red flag. She inquired about the hydroanic acid, which she claimed was for cleaning furs, though it was not considered an effective cleaning agent. So, and
She
then
could have.
the
I mean, she
the
got away with
motive.
it, though.
She Some suspected a strained relationship with her stepmother Abby as a possible motive. There was of remorse. Some found her demeanor during the trial and after the murder suspicious, specifically her lack of remorse, according to the trial transcripts from the famous trials. And last, the police found a hatchet head in the basement that appeared to be the murder weapon.
Okay, with that being her about her emotion, y'all gotta watch something. It's called The 12th Victim. It's about you gotta watch it. I'm telling you right now.
I've
It's
heard
on
about
Hulu.
it.
Yes, you've gotta watch it. When talk about emotion, she got put to jail because she did not show the right emotion at the time. Here, her lawyer told her not to, and you gotta watch
What?
The 12th Victim. And that's another one we're gonna have to do a true crime on. The guy that took the
Mhm.
14-year-old along on the serial spree, and she got life because of it.
There's a lot of good true crime movies. Like,
Yeah, that one's a docky, but yeah, it's messed up. You gotta watch it, guys. You wanna go down a rabbit hole? There you go.
We're
yes, I do.
already, I'm like, we're already in one. What do you mean?
Yeah,
I
this
like
one's crazy, yo.
I
What?
like rabbit holes.
Yes. And,
That works.
Lizzie was acquitted, so but I still think she was acquitted because she might have been acquitted because of the crime scene, like we talked about. They didn't stop. People were photographing it, coming in and taking pictures
Mhm.
of a crime scene, stomping all over the evidence, just like the axe murder house. They let people in like it was a zoo.
That was like that during that Christmas, the one that we did the Christmas Day murders back.
Yes.
Like, they just let people in. Like, I was like, what the heck? I never
Well,
got
it's
that.
like in a different century too. You gotta understand they
I
don't.
thought that people from that time would have been like, oh, gasp, let's all go to church. Let's gather at the church, never leave. You know, but no, they were like, "Oh, that's very interesting. A man was killed. Let's go to his house. Hey, let's see if we can take a piece of brick from his
It's more okay, here's
fireplace."
one. Over in Paris in the early 1900s, the morgues would actually put the dead in window displays to get their names with their belongings because some of them were found without names and that. They got so bad that people were lining up eating popcorn and candy stuff to watch these like it was a sick show. They actually had to shut these morgues down in the early 1900s. People's curiosity has always been sick. 100% we are curious about the nastiest things. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
Okay, so why would you think any different on an axe murder house? Let's be honest.
I mean, if I'm gonna go on a field trip, the furthest thing from my mind would be going to a Schmurder house. You know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking maybe I'll go through a thrift store. I'll go to the beach.
But we are going on a holiday or whatever you want to call it,
Yeah, yeah,
down to haunted locations that bad
yeah.
things
But
happen,
that's,
they leave it haunted. I'm just saying it's no
well,
different,
it's haunting.
really.
It's, well, haunting is different from
But why do you think it's haunted? I'm just saying, this is people's
Touche.
curiosities back then. They didn't understand, like, the technology wasn't there to really understand death, and we still don't have that technology. We don't understand death. So think about it. If you don't understand something and you're afraid of it, what's the best way to head on with
You
it?
explore.
You explore, you face it, you faced your fear.
Yeah,
And these people, maybe they were sick, maybe they weren't, but this is back in the time we're not from. So we can't really judge that.
that's true.
We
I'm
can't.
judging though.
I
I'm
know.
judging. I'm listening and I'm judging. Like
I would go
When do
through
you
it.
not?
I would go through it because I would be curious. I'm not gonna lie. I would have went
I
through it.
don't. The thought of dead bodies freak me out. I can go if they're
Oh,
like buried under there, and I always hold my breath. I'm always like, like I don't want to breathe in death, but but I just don't like it. That's just me. I just don't like bodies. I don't like they're just. It's just like they're not there. Like their soul is not there, and it's hard to me for me to imagine a body without a soul. And I know and this is what I like talk about all the time, like with like spirituality. Where are you gonna go when you're dead? Like that's my thing. I'm very, very like into the spiritual stuff and what happens after death. But I don't know, seeing a body with no spirit or soul, it's the weirdest, most uncomfortable thing for me. Now, if we go to a graveyard, like I said, they're under
it's
a
the
half.
best.
As long as they're underground, I'm like being respectful. You know, maybe you might see one over here, over there. It's no big deal. I can handle the ghosts. It's the bodies. Ugh.
See, I can do anything but children. The adults, most times they put themselves in a situation that they should. I can do adult bodies. What I couldn't do as a firefighter was children. I had
No.
such a hard time with children or
Yeah.
animals. Animals and children, I had a hard time. Adults, I had a hard time, but not as much, if that makes any sense.
Because
Like,
with the adults, it's
I
like
can
you're
dissociate with
not, yeah, it's
them, but
different. Like with the kids,
children,
it's
I
just
couldn't.
complete innocence.
Yeah, it really tore me up. Every time I went to a crime scene, every time I went to an accident, it tore me up.
Yeah.
It was
Man.
bad.
Everybody have a moment of silence.
Yeah, we're like, but that's us. We go too
Yeah,
far sometimes, but that's just us. We're good.
yeah.
That's why
But
we have parent advisory on everything we do.
so, do y'all want to see this on Spotify? Because I can post this on Spotify if y'all want.
That's up to you.
But we are running out
It's
of time,
crazy.
huh?
Do it. Do it.
Do it.
And remember, guys, everybody listen, like, share. Please say something to us if you have a haunting. Reach out, touch somebody. Harlots at spooktalk at gmail.com. Email us. And
Bye.
don't physically touch us, but get in touch with us. I don't know about y'all, but don't touch me
All
either.
right. Bye.